welcome back to First Level. I am Lance Calviello, and this show we try to play through gaming's back catalog and see where games history leads us to today. Joining me tonight, one of my little things. I couldn't read it. It's off.
That thing went off. That actually is very fitting. It's like you were having a hard time to find anything to say.
Yeah, about this game.
Yeah.
Joining me tonight is Aaron Ratmaster Artessa.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
Andrew Highly Funky De Silva.
Should have been Andrew Rocket Skates De Silva. Drop the ball.
Yeah, Rocket Skates, yeah. And Jeremy Crankit Brunson is here.
All right.
The game is ToeJame and Earl, which is currently raising money on Kickstarter to get a remake for modern systems. And don't know why, but we'll discuss that in a minute.
Because it's awesome.
Jeremy, since you're here with us live, why don't you do the box cover for us?
All right. ToeJame and Earl, two hip aliens in a serious jam. Check it out. We're ToeJame and Earl, and we ran into a small problem, more specifically, a large planet. I should have never let Earl drive. Help us hunt down the pieces of our rocket ship, and we'll let you jam out to some tunes on our megawatt Rapmaster. Deal? Whoa! We're bumping into some of the weirdest creatures in the universe, Earthlings. Boogie down with bewitching hula girls, block a nerd herd, or hurl tomatoes at a crazed dentist with a drill. Split up and scope things out, or hang together and share your stuff. Pick up presents you can use, like wings, rocket skates, or inner tubes, or ones you'll wish you hadn't opened, like bees, tomato rain, and school books. So grab a friend, or join the jamminess. Join the jamminess party you'll ever play. And every level is always new. No two levels are ever the same in any game, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah, well, that's probably the only good thing about this game. All right, so ToeJame
Is
and
it
Earl.
good?
All right.
No.
Well,
It's like the lack of design, basically.
This is like
yeah.
possibly one of the worst games ever created.
All right, let's go around the table. Has anybody played this game before this show?
I think I watched somebody play it once, and I don't think I really liked watching it. I don't remember it much. I was sort of like, okay.
What about you, Andrew?
I had never played it. I'd barely even heard of it.
And Jeremy?
I think I played it once, like when it came out, like I rented it or something for a night.
Yeah, I remember this game. I always wanted to try it because it was like a very popular Genesis game. I mean, ToeJame and Earl were mascots of the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
They were highly touted. The game was supposed to be one of the great Sega games to show off the differences between that system and the Super Nintendo. I mean, this was a big game for Sega and the people who published this game back in the day. Having said that, I don't really get it. I thought it was really bad. I played it for like 2 hours and I was like, it's got to get better, right?
2 hours.
That's a while.
Wow.
I gave it its fair shot because I was like, am I missing something
fair.
here?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
I actually went on YouTube to see if there was like just something I was missing. Like there was something to this game that I just like somehow just wasn't translating to me, that I just wasn't understanding. And then I realized I wasn't missing anything. That's all there is. That's really all you do is you just walk around.
Anyone else?
Exactly.
I lost you guys for a
I
second.
feel like the game could have been marginally better if I was playing with someone, like we were doing the co-op thing, but only marginally. I still not like it. But
Yeah.
I can't think it could be that much better. Like I looked up to see what the co-op was for, and here, okay, let's go through what this game I think did right, which is not much. I think the split screen co-op where you can go into separate places and come back into the same one. The only other game I remember ever seeing that was like a World of Keflings, where you can go, like, I haven't seen that kind of split screen in the past. So I was really happy to see that. I like the roguelike elements where every level design is different. So if you actually enjoyed this game, it was always going to be new to you. And lastly, I was kind of fascinated by the fact that you couldn't kill anything. You just had to avoid all the enemies. I thought that was a nice touch.
What? That
but
was
it was also
stupid. That
well,
was
it was
so
different from
dumb.
every other platformer at the time.
Oh, who fucking
different.
cares? Different and shitty. It was so bad. You're trying to run away from enemies who are faster than you and just block you at every turn. So you have to move your slow ass, and I do mean slow, all the way around like a waterfall or something like that. Oh, if it's bees, don't go around water because they can go over water, but they can't go over the void space. But water's cool. But if you touch water, you die. But there's sharks in the water, but you can't go in the water. I don't know. I just like this game made no
That's
like
what
I
the gifts are for.
the first area had a hid. You know how there's like hidden paths, but prior to that, like I spent all my time like going near the edges and nearly dying, or having the running shoes on and jumping off and dying, and then like I just got stuck and I couldn't find anything. 20 minutes go by, and then all of a sudden I find this thing like opens up, and there's a whole new path, and I just sat there thinking to myself, this game was teaching me don't do this, and then they just like basically told me to fuck off. Like, no man, we're just cool like that. We're fucking with you. You can go near the edge. In fact, you have to, otherwise you're not getting anywhere in this game.
No, I can't disagree with that because there was no like. Yeah, it was 1991 or 2 when this game came out. I have to look it up personally, but
91.
91. So you needed the manual, which I found and I sent it to you guys because you absolutely needed the manual to figure out how to play this game, in my opinion, which I thought was really ridiculously written because it was written like a surfer dude from 1991. Let's be honest. The whole game, I got a sense that while playing it was made by a bunch of old white dudes in a boardroom who designed this game so it would attract the youth of today. That's what it felt like when I was playing it. Like it had no charm to it. It just felt fake all the way through. Like
It's kind of racist.
Yeah.
Is it racist?
It's pretty racist.
I didn't catch that on that.
There's no black dudes on Earth, but the aliens kind of act like the 90s prototypical hip-hop rap dude, black dude.
That's true. ToeJame could have had a big clock around his neck like Flavor Flav.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he? I thought he did have a big, like,
I think there
he had
is-
like a big necklace, but yeah.
I think there actually are some illustrations where he has like a clock or something like that. I remember. It doesn't sound wrong for you to say that.
On one website where they were doing, I guess, a similar thing to what we were doing, but they gave it like a great review. But they were saying it's a shame that the sequels weren't as good as the original.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like it gets worse.
Yeah,
It's worse than this.
Okay, because maybe I think the sequels, from what I could tell, I didn't really look too much into it, but they looked like they were straight 2D platformers. Well, this one was the isometric, three-quarter view, like Final Fantasy. And the whole game, it's not really a platformer. You just walk around hoping to find things. It's just exploring, which is a little bit different than other platformers, but it's not really fun.
Yeah.
You just keep walking.
They kind of went out of their way to take all the fun out of everything. Like with the gifts, how you have to like pay money to identify them and stuff. It was like freemium before freemium.
Or just go for it. And
then you get fucked.
And then die.
Because you die.
Yes. I got the lightning bolts, and all the bad effects in this game last like forever. The hula girl thing really fucking ruins everything for me. I could not stand the hula girl because like there's no avoiding her, and it's kind of random when she makes you hula dance.
Yeah, there's no sense of how far away,
and you have no idea when it's gonna end. It just goes on and on. Everything in this game just goes on and on. It's just like this massive, horrible waste of your time.
I couldn't even imagine like 7-8-year-old me like putting up with this. I mean, maybe I would have, but it just seems like doing nothing would have been preferable to playing this game.
All right, let's try then, as an exercise, try to figure out why it was so damn popular. Could it have just been as simple as the fact that the level design was randomized and that was such a new concept to console gaming back in the early 90s?
What else was really out at the time? Was it just good by comparison?
No.
91 had at least had by then you had Super Mario World and I think Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah, but I mean on the Genesis.
Altered
This was
Beast.
the
On the Genesis, I think you had Altered Beast and you had Sonic. I think
Golden
Sonic
Axe,
Yeah.
Sonic. Yeah, like there's infinite games better than this one.
Yeah.
Even in 1991, there was like a ton of shit that was really fun to play.
I guess there was a lot of racist people.
I guess.
I don't think they felt it was racist back then.
Well, they're fucking entitled white folks, so
Yep.
let's not be surprised at
they
that
fed
one.
off the white folk wanting to be hip hoppy.
Well, the lead designer went on to design The Sims 2. So talk
Good for
about
him.
whitest of white games.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. You're in the fourth one.
I am, but Maxis is dead, so
Yeah, I was actually kind of bummed to hear that.
yeah, it's kind
I
of shit.
thought you were about to say you're really happy to hear that.
I'm
No, I
happy
mean-
It's not-
because
I'm
fuck
not-
Andre.
he still lives, man. He got moved to another studio.
Shut up. That's what Caitlin said to me too. I was really pissed. No, not Caitlin. Kate. I was like, damn it. Andre lives.
Who is Andre? Can we talk about that?
Yeah,
or not?
look just like you.
Andre's the guy in Sims 4 that looks identical to me.
So he put himself in the game? Or is he just the character's name in the fourth game? I don't understand it. I'm sorry.
His name is Andre. That's what they referred to him. He looks like me. He's a fucking dead clone for me.
Yeah.
It freaks me the fuck out.
Jenna plays that game, so yeah.
There's like an earring. He wears a funky shirt. If it had a cat shirt, I might have.
I'm pretty sure it
actually-
at least had an orange shirt.
It did, but that doesn't matter. If it was a cat shirt, I might actually have like sued EA. Been like, you need to take me out of your fucking game.
This
or
is
give
my
me
likeness.
money. And my image.
Yeah, for reals. All right, so while I was playing this game, I was thinking about the fact that like our conversation last time, where we talked about a lot about how pixel art, and Aaron, you kind of despise it because it's not really pushing it forward. It's just amping on nostalgia sake.
Yes.
But while a lot of games do that, like Evil Land, even Hotline Miami, and a bunch of others, kind of amp back to the old styles of games, it seems to me that a lot of them amp to the style of the Super Nintendo or the original Nintendo. And the Genesis, like this game, had its own style, its own color palette, its own way of doing games. And that nostalgia, that people trying to amp that feelings of older games with pixel art and a bunch of other things, they never seem to go after the Genesis. And I'm curious why we think that is.
Sega's dead.
No. Well, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
Non-mobile Sega.
Nintendo should just buy them outright.
Or a
Well,
straw penny.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, think fondly of the Super Nintendo, I guess. The Genesis was kind of like the outcast. Like, I don't know. It's like playing Horde on World of Warcraft. If you're
I
cool.
loved my my Game Gear
Yes,
that
Game
was
Gear
really
was
neat.
legit.
Sega
I
thing.
didn't know that.
It went through batteries like crazy, but it was great.
You could play TV if you had the $150 TV tuner adapter.
Yeah, but that was great.
a deal.
because but Game Gear was really fun. It had a lot of really good games on it.
Yeah. So I mean, there's good games on the platform. I never had a Genesis, so I guess I didn't rent it because I must have played it at a friend's house or watched someone play it, because I do recall playing this game at some point, but it would have been on my own system.
It's an easily forgettable game. I mean, like,
Yeah.
the name ToeJame and Earl is what is remembered because it's a weird
Yeah.
freaking name, and its name is a mistake. One of the trivia things I found, and I couldn't find a lot about it, was ToeJame and Earl were originally named Flow Jam and Whirl. When designer Greg Johnson told programmer Mark Vorzanger their names, Mark misunderstood what Craig was saying and coded them in the game as ToeJame and Earl. It wasn't until they showed the game to Sega that Craig realized they were named incorrectly. But since Sega actually liked the name, they decided to keep them. So is that a happy accident or just like a whatever?
How? That's bullshit. How the
That's
fuck?
pretty,
But did no one tested the game? There you go. That explains everything. They just programmed it. We're like, ship it.
Well, here you go.
Well, maybe they
made this
programmed the
shit.
demo, the show Sega, and by the time they got to that point, they didn't realize the name was being changed because he wasn't looking at the title screen or whatever.
Andrew,
That's the only thing.
how many times have you looked at the title of your game and tested it?
On a daily basis.
Okay. So there's no way in hell that anyone would have made a game and not seen a fucking typo like this, because it's
And
everywhere.
I know that people look at the design document like every day when they're working on things. So I'm sure the first line of the design document is flow jam and swirl.
Whirl.
Whatever.
Well,
But here's the thing, though. If it's true, it might explain some things of how they just didn't pay attention to the
details.
details. Yeah, maybe the guy Greg Johnson was too hung up on the make your own music track part of the game. Did you guys try that at all?
No.
That's actually kind of fun, and it's weird. It's just like this weird mini game at the options menu. So you can go in there, go to this, I don't even know, like the sound controls. And in there you get like your guys and you can just play around the sound and make your own beats, your own music. Using all the sounds in the game. It's designed so you can sit there and, make your own funky beats. Rap above it.
The game's the options menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I tip a.
Exactly. But that was fun, but it was like unintentionally fun,
Yeah.
which is the whole game to me.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's how the game started out. They were like,
Like
let's do this
weird-
beat game where you can just make some cool music. And then they made this stupid shit all around it.
Yeah.
With Mass Effect elevators.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, the
I
load
couldn't believe
times.
how long the elevators took.
Well,
It's a
they-
cartridge game.
they
What the
had-
hell are they
yeah.
loading?
3 transitions.
Everything.
They'd have you get in the elevator, which takes like 5 or 6 seconds. And then you have we fly up. And then you have the interim screen while the world is being built, I guess. And then you get there. And then you have to wait for the door to open.
So like it took a good 20-25 seconds to go between levels.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Which doesn't make any sense because it's almost instantaneous if you fall off and go to the level below. It takes like 2 seconds. So it's the level design that they made was still into the RAM of the game.
It's for anticipation.
Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
For you to get pumped.
Pump for what?
For awesome.
If for hula fucking
For hula bitches.
stand around and do nothing. That's what this game is. A whole bunch of doing nothing.
No, you walk a lot. It's
yeah.
aerobic.
You walk around, depending on which character you chose. You're either a weird lump of clay or a weird red penis thing with multiple leg penises that come off of him. And when you go around, you're searching for a golden lump of shit. They don't even make, like, the piece you find look. In fact, like, on the background video, which you guys can't see, is the golden lump of shit. This is perfect timing. It really does look like a big piece of shit. And then you get it, and it's like, oh, you found the windshield. Like, well, okay, that didn't look like the windshield. That looks like a big lump
It's the
of
same
shit.
image of everything. It's because it's wrapped up in like this peanut-like package.
It's not good.
It's just. I feel like this game is just lazy all around. Like even just like that piece of trivia where it's supposed to be flow jam and
Whirl.
swirl or whirl or whatever.
Swirl.
It's just
Like
sounded
it's just like
Ben and Jerry's.
it's like, oh, you changed the name. Whatever. Close enough. Like it's just like that whole like it was like, oh, we should design levels. I don't feel like designing levels. Just like let's just make something that just randomly generates a level. Okay. Sure.
That had to be harder to have done back then, though.
Probably.
So there's a certain amount of credit we should give to making a roguelike game 20 years before that term even became popular.
I feel like that task was given to programmers, but the people like that came up with the concept of the game was just like, I don't want to do anything else. Like whatever, it's just do something. Can you just do something that makes it random? Whatever.
Make it roguelike. Okay.
This
Yeah.
game's a whole lot of fuck it.
Yeah.
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 All right, do you guys want to? There are 9 levels you can achieve in this game. I don't know if you realize that, but you can gain levels in the game.
I don't
Like
care.
your character can be booted up. Here, you want to read? Here's what they are.
Oh
You
my
start
God.
off as a wiener. That's your
Yes.
first level. Then you can graduate to doofus, then Poindexter, then peanut, dude, bro, homie, rat master, and then finally funk lord.
Also racist.
It just feels like they were just like it was made like by bros.
I'm surprised it didn't like market MTV or something.
They may have been like I don't know. They were trying so hard to make a cool game for the cool kids because somebody somewhere along the line said, you know, we're making a lot of money on this gaming stuff, but only nerds play games. Let's try to make a game for the cool kids.
Fucking
And cool
nerd.
kids like ironic.
Yeah, but I feel like the nerds would
Nirvana.
be the ones that would want this even more. To be like, oh man, I want to be like this guy. The cool kids are already that guy, so they don't have to pretend to be that guy.
But,
See, it's just all about the nerds.
you just blew my mind.
Because you're a nerd.
I am a fucking nerd.
You don't understand.
And no, can't say that. Damn it. Stupid angry video game nerd. To come around first. Fuck that guy. Anyway, so
This stick is
yeah. This is bad.
All right,
but-
so you really believe it's worse than Zelda 2?
I mean, you know, lots of people like Zelda 2. I personally am not a huge fan of Zelda 2, although I'm going to play it at some point and actually play through the whole thing.
You should.
I should. It's just that should be like my challenge to myself. Like, if I can ever get a day without children around, I will play through Zelda 2.
If you have a 3DS, you can put it on there and
And
just
I
play whenever
will-
you have a chance.
I will drink scotch all day while I do it.
That's probably a good
Good.
call.
It will be amazing. But let's briefly tack on a few things. There were more iterations of this shit game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared, but also slightly intrigued to find out at least what one of them is like. And that might be my own personal awful self-depreciating mission that I go on.
It had 2 official sequels. In 1993, a side-scroller. I was right. It was the next one was side-scrolling. Was ToeJame and Earl in Panic on Funkotron. And then in 2002, the Xbox got an action platformer version called ToeJame and Earl 3: Mission to Earth. And I'm gonna see what this game looks like now. I can't first of all I can't believe that it had 9 years in between sequels. People were waiting for it to so heavily. Oh God, ToeJame looks really disgusting in 3D.
Good.
3D.
And that 3D version was thrashed soundly by critics.
Yeah. Okay, so it's even more racist, Andrew, because
Awesome.
it's not a clock around his neck. It's
Oh.
a piece of gold jewelry with a giant medallion that says TJ on it.
Nice. All it needs is like some fucking diamonds, and he's got to get like a grill, and we're good. Although this isn't really around.
Oh my God. The 3rd installment of the ToeJame and Earl franchise, that I can't believe there's a franchise behind us, finds the 2 rap-loving aliens back on Earth searching for the lost 12 sacred albums of funk. This game introduced a female protagonist, Letitia, I think
Letitia.
it might be Letitia, and a new combat system to funkify those pesky Earthlings. Oh
Yes,
my.
very racist.
For sure.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow? We're going to read some kind of news how it's been optioned by Sony or something like that to for a
It's
film.
probably been fully funded on Kickstarter by now. Can somebody look that up?
It said 238,000.
$238,000 for the remake of ToeJame and Earl, and Dryker can't get a damn dime from anybody on Kickstarter.
What? He hasn't put it.
Well,
on
we don't know
Kickstarter.
about that yet. Relax.
Well, so far you
But
have.
it probably won't get that much.
Kickstarter should have just given you money by now.
I know, right?
See?
Bastards.
So there's really nothing good to say about this game. I think
The split screen.
the split screen was
The
interesting.
split screen was legit.
Were the graphics at all
They're
nice?
expected.
They're
They're
serviceable, right?
I mean, I made the Saved by the Bell reference because that's basically what I mean. It's like 90s. You had stupid contrasting colors and dumb patterns. It is something we need to forget and never look at again. And I guarantee it's going to be in the remake. They're going to be like, oh, it was so great. What the fuck, blah, blah, blah. No.
No, that's exactly what they're doing, yeah.
I am
Well, the 90s are starting to come back in fashion and vogue.
I hate nostalgia.
We gotta-
I hate it.
You don't want to
This
live
whole
at the
show
edge
is
of tomorrow
based on
today.
nostalgia.
Oh, man.
Hey, what's that, Jeremy? I'm sorry.
I said you don't want to live at the edge of tomorrow today. Today.
Oh, man.
Awesome. All right, so I've been asking this for a while here, and I'm curious, Andrew,
Yep.
is there anything you could take away from this game for your game?
Oh, my God.
Maybe
The split screen.
right?
The
I mean,
split screen's interesting. That's about it.
the split screen is really cool that they had that kind of thinking that back in the day, you know, that like you wouldn't be tied to the same screen in a game that you explore in, you know.
The thing that's strange though is that they had the split screen, but if you went into the map, it would obstruct both people, which like defeated the purpose.
A lot of games do that. Lego Batman 3 does that whenever someone talks to Batmite, which is the most obnoxious shit ever. Although they
What's
have
a
like
Batmite?
it's complicated. They have a dynamic split screen thing, which is god awful.
Is that where it goes from vertical and horizontal too?
Yeah, it rotates. Whoa, I'm hitting my microphone. It rotates as you're moving around the screen. So if you're like more on the left, it'll start like kind of turning with you, and then it'll come together and become one screen when you're close enough. It's kind of bizarre and also really awful at the same time.
Yeah, World of Keflings did that as well, and I know that because Jen and I played the shit out of that game. Like in like a whole day, we beat the whole thing in 12 hours, and it did that as well. And it takes some getting used to, but once you do, it's kind of interesting. But long term, you want to.
Yeah,
It's you want to be able to predict where your screen's going to be at all times. I think. I get why people wanted to try.
Lance, chat thinks that you remind them of John Stamos.
Oh, I remind them of John Stamos. What,
Yeah.
Uncle Jesse John Stamos or ER John Stamos?
I'm hoping Uncle Jesse, because that's how I feel.
I'll take Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Uncle Jesse?
Who fucking doesn't like Uncle Jesse?
Yeah.
I beg you to try and not like Uncle Jesse.
Did you see that whole thing yesterday where he went to go take a picture in front of the house and like people were just behind him, like not realizing it was John Stamos?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did not see that, but I want to look that up afterwards.
Can I just mention that on the Kickstarter page, there are 7 people that are coolest cool cats, which means they pledged
What?
and 2 that have pledged for the party on Funkapotamus, which means they pledged over $10,000.
Oh my god. Is that like family or something? This is fucked.
I've got to assume that the family has to be 10,000, but the 7,000, the $1,000 people, I gotta feel like that's gotta be some weird fan. At least a few of them. Like
Maybe
My
he knows
family,
somebody.
I don't know.
All right,
It doesn't make sense. If you know a person, there's no point in donating to their Kickstarter because they're going to lose 10% anyway.
yeah.
You might as well just
Well,
give them
unless it's gonna like, oh well, maybe they'll hit their
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people like you put your own money in to help get to that number so you can get everything.
And then you can just change your pledge.
Yeah, just change your credit card information, I guess.
True
Yeah.
that.
All right, so Greg Johnson, the game designer, the guy who came up with ToeJame and Earl, the many funky persons here. Here's his designer credits according to Wikipedia. He did a game called Starflight, which I never heard of. Caveman, the Ugg Olympics. Starflight 2, Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula, which just
Starflight was
sounds.
supposed to be good.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of those games came out in the 80s, so they might be good. Then ToeJame and Earl, Star Control 2, ToeJame and Earl and Panic on Funkatron, Orly's Draw a Story, The Sims 2, Spore, Kung Fu Panda World, and Doki Doki Universe.
This all makes sense now.
Yeah. Doesn't it?
Except most of the rest of those are actually pretty good. Like Star Control 2 is fucking amazing. Sims 2 is debatable. If you're a Sims fan, it's good.
If you, from my understanding of Sims fans, that's the best one.
It was pretty cool.
If you're into that genre, into that game, that's the one you want. That's the great one.
Sims was cool because it was just like all about community art and shit like that, and just like everybody. I mean, a lot of modelers around the time got their jobs because they were doing Sims models and got them into the game. So you're like, oh yeah, I've done textures and models, and they're in this game because that looks good on your resume and portfolio when they're actually there.
We probably should play The Sims at some point, or Sims 2.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad.
To see what
You
it's
just
like.
like say play it for an hour. How would we do that on the show?
That's like a rabbit hole. I would be lost in that fucking K-hole forever.
Yeah. It's kind of like when we do RPGs, like Final Fantasy or something like that. We basically say like 2-3 hours. Because those games you have to play a longer time because there's so much tutorial and so much story that 15-20 minutes into it, you don't know anything. Like, how long do we all play Secret of Mana?
Bunch.
An hour.
Oh, I played for a few hours because I like Secret of Mana.
I played it for like at least an hour.
I guess it makes sense because I played SimCity for like 6 hours before I decided for myself that it sucked.
With the new one?
I don't think I needed that long actually, but I think I had to get over my denial.
Yeah, same here. I wanted that to be good. I wanted the idea of like, hey, Jeremy's got a city. I have a city. Let's go play against cities and yay. And
incredibly limited cities. Incredibly limited cities.
Yeah, it sucked. All right, so Aaron, as a huge fan of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, what did you think of the music in this game?
I turned it off.
Yeah.
There's I put on my own music for this one. I was like, nope, not gonna listen to this shit. I was like, if I want to listen to like some 90s hip hop, I'm gonna put on a Tribe Called Quest and be all happy. That's fine.
This is more like crisscross hip hop. It wasn't even that. It was really terrible.
Crisscross is better than this. All right.
No.
He makes me want to jump.
I don't think it was that bad. I just don't think it was memorable.
Yeah. I think what's crazy about this game and why it's so fascinating to me is the fact that the Kickstarter has made over $250,000. The fact that there is a Kickstarter to remake this game. The fact that people think this game is so great. I just don't see it. And I tried. I was like, there's got to be something great about this game. And I was like trying to convince myself. I was like, well, it's different because you explore. But then as you point out, Aaron, the game teaches you not to go near the edges at all because if you go near the edges, you can fall off. But the only way to turn on secret paths that just grow out of nowhere is to go to the edge. So all of a sudden, like you can go, oh, here's a secret path there's no way of knowing because it just shows up randomly. And since the levels are randomly generated, there's no way to remember that they're there. You just have to sort of walk around. It's just one of those many weird Sega games like Night Trap where like there's a game there, but to play the game, you have to ignore the story that they paid a lot of money to make. It's just a weird thing to me. Like it's weird. Like they don't know what they're doing with this game. Personally,
I think it would be really interesting to see if every person that backs their project would be forced to play the game again if they'd actually still back it. Because I think a lot of it is just people being like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a cool thing. I'll take more of that."
It was re-released on the Wii Virtual Console. I mean, people have played this and. Again, I think people really just liked it for some reason, and I don't know why. Was it? Like...
I have a hard time believing
that. I think they were suckered into playing it on the Wii console, and then they realized, oh shit, this was a really bad game.
Who knows how much it actually sold on the Wii console? It could have just been released and flown off into the distance.
True.
There was 70 million people owned a Wii. Probably 10,000 bought it again.
If we're lucky.
I don't know.
And it doesn't have 10,000 backers, so that's got to tell you something.
How many backers does it have? I know like the giant
4,436.
Jesus Christ.
4,000 people think this game needs to come back.
Yeah, 4,000. Fuck
yeah, but out of like all the people in the world, that's like still just idiots.
Yeah, but it got a lot of press. People were like, "Wow, ToeJame and Earl is coming back. This is what Kickstarter was made for."
Go, God.
2,000 of those backers are for just the $15 level, which includes the game and a heartfelt thank you. But most of those other ones are like $25 or more, $40 or more. There's even like almost 400 people at $60 or more. Like the limits knows no bounds.
All right. I'm going to look at the Metacritic score while Aaron tells us what is our next game. Well, you know what? Hold on. Before I do that, let's ask the question that we always ask. Did this game teach us how to play?
No. It teaches you how to fucking hate your life.
That's true.
That's pretty much it.
Come to think of it, it's really dumb that like here's a present, but the only way to open a present is to use the present.
No, you could pay money to see what it was.
Yeah, but you had to collect money. It was really dumb. And then there was one present that would randomize them all over again.
Yep.
So it really became pointless. Like they just liked fucking with you for no good reason.
That's it right there. They just liked fucking with you. The game is a big fuck you over and over again.
It's kind of like that Penn and Jillette game where they wanted to make a real, like, just a game that's not fun at all and release it. And then somebody did, and people were like, wow, this is great. And the guy's probably scratching their heads like, no, it's a really dumb game. It's really stupid. We did it as some sort of art piece. Yeah. It's some art piece like that Andy Kaufman would have done. The game has an 86 on Moby Games out of 100.
Out of 1,000.
Yeah. All right. And was this game worth our time, Aaron?
I'm going to go with a big old no.
Seeing as how you lost a turn, I guess that's...
How am I losing a turn? I can't lose a turn if I had no idea if this game was going to be good or not.
I think this gets a big old 8.
Jeremy, should I lose a turn?
Well, as someone that suggested Flashback and a couple other ones that have been panned, I think you don't deserve the miss a turn necessarily.
Where does this game sit on our all-time list? Like, is it?
This is dead bottom.
This is the worst game we played. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Bomberman was pretty bad too. Right?
Bomberman 64.
Lance.
Womp womp.
Well,
Jesus,
I'm trying to pick games that are outside the box. You're just picking new indie games that came out that you want to play.
Let's go back to the list here. We've got Magician. We've got Bomberman 64. And now we've got this shit.
Flashback was pretty bad.
Yeah, but you didn't pick that one, so I wasn't going to bring it up. I was going to let that slide.
What about Zone of the Enders? I remember us not really liking Zone of the Enders.
Zone of the Enders...
I really liked that game.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was just because the tutorial was, like, insane. Okay, here, now you gotta read, like, 40,000 pages to know, like, this thing that you're doing. Or you could just skip all of it and say, fuck it, and figure it out on your own.
Awesome.
You know what I remembered? We did Star Control 2.
I know we did. And everyone...
I totally forgot about it.
The problem with Star Control 2 was that it basically is like, here's the world, go to it. And you just go explore the universe. And I think everyone here expected more instruction, kind of like with Privateer, and you don't get it. It's all about just going off on your own and fucking exploring and being some pioneer.
It's kind of like this game, actually.
No, this game is just about fucking punishment of walking aimlessly with nothing happening.
The guy who designed Star Control 2 designed this game right before Star Control 2.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. So
we obviously didn't learn.
You didn't learn.
That's what you're getting at.
Yeah, I picked some stinkers. I didn't mean to pick the stinkers, but I picked some stinkers. I think I picked Zelda 2.
You went on a ledge, and you tried, that should be commended.
And you fell.
Screw you guys. I'm always going to try to pick games that might be bad or might have something there.
Might be bad.
And I am not going to lose a turn based on this game. Bomberman 64, I was like, wow, this is horrifying.
Next time, I'm going to just put under the title, Lance picked this. And that's
Lance's pick.
So you're saying this is the worst game we've played, Andrew?
I'd say so, yeah. It's close with Bomberman, but it's
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bomberman
I gotta put
was
Bomberman
bad.
above it just because I have like inner childhood feelings for other Bombermans. So it gets pushed up.
Old Bomberman was
I
good.
don't get it.
Bomberman
Genesis
64.
Bomberman was the best. This Bomberman. I mean, see, I'm already getting on the Bomberman.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game was bad.
Oh, I did
Moving
have
on.
some. I did have some fun comments though. If we can just stop talking about this piece of shit game for like forever.
Cool.
So, if you are a PlayStation Plus member, you can get the new Oddworld for free right now. And I picked it up last night, so I'm going to play it and
Let
see
me
if
know if that's any good.
they tightened the graphics on level 3 and controls for that matter. So, I'm going to give it a go.
Is that just for the PS4 or PS3?
PS4.
PS4, I think. Is that your way of saying that's the next game?
No, it's not. But I just, bringing it back a little bit, talking about the game, which had terrible controls, but it was interesting in some ways.
Just like this one.
Shut the fuck up. This game is awful.
It is terrible.
It made me cry. I was sitting there and playing it, and Andrew had the misfortune of listening to me yell about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bitching.
What the fuck is this shit? I'm
Did
wasting
you guys
my
take a look at
time.
the manual at least? Did you take
No.
a look at the manual?
No, I didn't even look at the manual.
You should look at the manual because it's written like it was from in-game characters.
Oh my god.
That's awful.
So it's all like the quadruple A guide to the galaxy. Like they're just ripping off things, and it's really horrible. And just when you get to like the way that they draw the humans, like how the production art, what they're supposed to look like, and then your look is like, so that's what you think a Cupid is supposed to look like? That is not going to match up with the game design right here. It's really bad, but it's pretty interesting to see a manual written in that, like the idea that it's supposed to be like your guide on the shit that you crash land with ToeJame and Earl. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right, Aaron. What is our next game? I have no idea what he's going to
It's
pick.
going to
He
be
hasn't told
Dota
us.
2.
We're all confused.
No, it's not Dota 2. Dota 2 is going to be our
Dota
50th.
2. I know, I was joking. It's LA Noir.
God damn it.
I got excited for Dota 2.
No, that's coming, Andrew. It's 5. Dude, this is 45, man.
That's true. We need
We got
more than
four more games to go through, and then we've got this shit.
And then we have a super
Then we
long
do-
one.
it's
we
gonna
talked
be
to
real
Dota 2
long.
for like 4 hours.
Yeah, we're going to have to play it together.
Yep. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
That'd be so good. It was so much better than LA Noir.
All right,
Except
so our
for
next
facial
game
recognition.
is LA Noir, which you can probably find on Steam for $1.
If you don't already own it. See, I try and pick things you guys might have. Andrew
Oh
picks,
my god.
Andrew
I
picks,
try to pick things that you haven't played before that I know are good
No,
that
no,
I
no,
might
no.
be able to bring into your life.
Andrew picks games, and then 1 week after the show, it goes on sale every single time.
You think I have ties in Valve for this?
I
Because
think
I'd be
you do.
making a
I
lot
think
more
you
money.
do.
Well, how many games? ToeJame and Earl was announced to be a Kickstarter game like a day after we picked it.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time. Wasn't Flashback a game that went on Kickstarter or
We've
something?
had
I think maybe that was because they did that weird like
the
Xbox Live Arcade kind of update in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I had picked it after like that had been announced or something like that. Because I did play I remember playing the arcade game before I went on the show. So that had come out by the time we actually did the show.
All right.
I feel like you had played the HD version too, and you were telling us that it kind of improved or fixed a lot of the shit that was bad with the original.
Well, yeah, I mean it was mainly the controls. The controls are usable.
Usable.
Yeah.
All right. So LA Noir is our next game. You can play that or watch Mad Men. It's the same thing.
No, Mad Men's bad.
You don't like Mad Men?
Nope. I like LA Noir more.
Wouldn't I don't know, like LA Confidential be somewhat closer? I don't know. I never played LA Noir.
The entire cast of Mad Men is in LA Noir.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. That way you said that.
Yeah. All right. So LA Noir is next. Let me hit the little music.
Hooray.
As always, you can follow all of us on the Twitter. If you're looking on the screen there, you can see our names. But if you're listening, Aaron's at a guy with cat shirts. Andrew is at @A_De Silva. Jeremy's at Jeremy Brunson. And I am at Lance Coviello. Follow us all on Twitter. We talk, and if I'm trying to be more useful on the First Level Show Twitter. So that's at First Level Show. So if you follow that, you'll see more comments about it for us. I'm going to try at least to use it more often. Anything else, guys? Any last words, Aaron?
Don't ever play this game, and don't back the Kickstarter.
Fair enough. You, Andrew?
And
I can't say that. That's harsh.
I'm a harsh man.
Don't back the Kickstarter.
That's someone's livelihood.
No, it's not. He's made plenty of money.
Yeah, he's made a lot of shit. He's fine. He's
What about you?
I don't know how they need 600,000 to do that, but that's all I got.
Maybe they don't want to make a bad game.
I don't know. They're pretty adamant to say it's going to be just like the original, which I could like prototype in an afternoon
Womp womp.
in Unity, and I can't even make games.
Fair enough. All right, kids. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't get Jeremy's last words, but whatever. Does he even have any last words on this?
Do you have
game?
last words?
yeah. I can't remember. It was something.
Was it something good?
It had something to do with Kickstarter, I guess, but
It really is a terrible.
But you
game.
ruined it.
I am sorry. I'm sorry I picked this game.
You should
I
be
was
sorry.
I had no idea. You have to admit, I had no clue. Like,
I
there's
don't know. You seemed pretty pumped. I'm pretty sure you said that you played it and you had the collector's edition and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Lance is one of the two $10,000 people.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honey, we don't need a baby. I need ToeJame.
All right, so I've been narrowing down our summer movie games to get that going. Probably in May. What?
Summer movie games, man. Oh, I'm pumped for that. There's gonna be some real shit
pumped
ones in there, but it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll stop it for Dota 2 when we get to that point if we're not close.
Summer movie games, would that include
Jaws.
yeah, and the notoriously bad Minority Report game?
Oh, I never played
Oh,
that.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Which Batman are you referring to, Andrew? I guess it would have to be a movie tie-in game. So the
I'm
original.
thinking the NES one, original Batman.
Ooh, that's painful.
That one, the two
That
Jurassic
hurts.
Park games.
Jurassic Park, yep.
Those were
But I'm
good.
gonna,
How about
that's gonna be a double episode. We're gonna play both for the same episode.
Home Alone was kind of fun.
I'm thinking Home.
Which one?
I was the
I
NES
don't know.
Jaws. I think would be amazing because I think that's a terrible game.
Didn't what's his face? What's his face? Oh, shit. I'm a
Guys,
jerk.
what's his face?
What's his
Just
face?
said Home Alone
Home
2
Alone
for the
2.
year was a great game. He said.
Yeah.
So I think we should do it just to
Yeah.
Whoops.
stick to him.
Fuck them.
Ouch. I'm a jerk.
Not a jerk. You loved him.
You're pretty good for that.
Oh,
No, you're an asshole.
I am an asshole. I need more beer. I'll be less of an asshole.
No, you get more of an asshole.
Look at
I
this.
liked him,
It's
and
empty.
he was opinionated, but like he was.
I know.
We've
Are you
all
still-
got
are you
opinions.
Still broadcasting?
No. Yeah, I
has no
am.
opinions?
It's still good. It's still live. Or did you stop?
I stopped. Yeah.
I never stop. I keep it going. I
well,
like.
I just
talking
stopped right
shit.
before we were gonna start trashing him.
I
was like,
I
"Crap."
don't care if it's something that's said. Then he should be able to hear it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not really.
Bitches.
That tone's just. I'm like, what's the point? Like,
Wow.
what?
I'm sorry, I'm just watching some footage of Minority Report. And the physics in it are just amazing.
Oh my god! Now we have to
The
play
ragdoll,
this
Yeah, we
game.
gotta play
the
that
ragdoll physics, like we throw someone. There's just no, there's no gravity really.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
How are we going to get through all these games this summer?
Hilarious.
It's gonna be crazy. Good thing I'm not going to TI 4, 5, 8, 10.
Minority Report has. Please don't let me forget that. That has to be on our list. That I think we pretty much have nailed it down. I think Super Star Wars, the two Jurassic Park games, Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Should we put GoldenEye in there as the pinnacle of movie-based games?
Oh my god! Just throw them all in. Let's just throw them all in. We got to do them all.
GoldenEye.
We could do
Yeah.
two in an episode.
What about the Riddick escape from Butcher Bay?
So that's its own story. I want to kind of make
Okay.
it
Yeah,
like
it's
these are
not
games
tie-in.
based on movies. That's a tie-in, not a.
Wasn't that actually a good game?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean that's the
nice.
reason why I brought it up because it's supposed to actually.
Maybe
be
we
good.
should, just because that would be nice to play.
Yeah, but the
some
thing
games.
about it, it's like a prequel story to the movie or something. Like I really want to keep it to like this is what they thought a movie game should be. Like the ET game. I don't think we should play the ET game, but like that they thought that was going to be the same story as a movie. You know, the Jaws game is ridiculous. My dad had it for the NES. It's really dumb.
Game is so good. I mean that it's truly an awesome game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
Sweet.
I lied.
No. Oh, maybe Street Fighter the movie game.
Oh, that's a beaut.
Right? Is that, I mean, or those are the kinds of games I'm thinking about. I mean, Andrew. I mean, what about you? What do you think? You've been quiet.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I
I didn't
throw in
really
one
play movie games as a kid.
that has, it's not a movie tie-in game, but has a shitload of like actors for movies like Clive Owen and whatnot.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
Privateer 2: The Darkening.
We did Privateer 1.
Yeah, Privateer 2: The Darkening has Clive Owen in it.
That's not
I
good.
have no idea what that is.
Oh, fine. If I can get a hold of the Ripper, will we play that?
The Ripper.
No.
Yeah, it's got fucking the chick from Indiana
Jaws.
Jones and the Ark of the Covenant. No, that's not it. Oh my god, why am I
What the
forgetting
fuck
everything?
is this? Oh,
What the hell's
Jeremy's
her name?
sending out shit.
Oh, I can't.
Minority Report.
I can't look at it because if I touch
Everybody
anything,
runs.
Skype
Flash
video
does look
fucks up.
awful.
I hate Skype.
Well, it's best at like 246 when he starts like hand-to-hand combat.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go
want-
there.
I'm gonna look at this. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop our stream. So, good night, watchers. Be safe.
Good night.
Watcher.
Don't ever play ToeJame and Earl. Ever.
No.
Don't do it.